Hello, and how are you doing today? I have one more client I want to share with you today who is an amazing woman. And as we kick this off, I want to read a text that she posted in one of our accountability groups just recently. So here's what she says. First, a small brag on myself, but an important message in it. I went to Pilates this morning. The instructor stopped in front of me, watched me work out. She said, "You have killer arm definition." I have to say it made me feel great, right? Of course it did. And she said, "Not only have I been working hard, but I'm choosing a sleeveless dress for the mother of the groom dress. Most importantly, though, the old saying, if you see something, say something, comes to play in a different way here. If you see someone who looks good or is working hard or both, say something. It only makes me want to keep trying harder, and I know my effort is paying off. Kindness and uplifting each other is so important." So very true. All of that. And congratulations, because that is an amazing piece of change over about 3 years. Okay. So if you want to hear the first episode I did with Jenny, I actually interviewed her back in episode 205. So we'll link to that in the show notes. But today, I just want to tell you a little bit about this because she's been working with me for a little over 3 years. This is where she was when she started. This is a letter she wrote to me, and I'd like to read it real quick. When I first joined Fit for Freedom, I was doing a terrible job of motivating myself, and I quit taking care of my body. In my mind, nothing was more important than the work list. Exercise was a thing of the past. My body didn't feel great, and my mind wasn't nearly as good as it should be. I'm usually in a good mood, but I could tell I wasn't quite right. I tried accountability with a friend, but as you say, it doesn't work with a friend because a friend will say, "Oh yeah, it's raining. You don't have to go do that thing that we said we were going to do." And I knew that with a group of women I didn't know, I would feel more accountable. It's true, right? So I also wanted guidance. I was just not even sure where to start. So that's why I joined. I was looking for a place to start and looking for some motivation. The very first big win I had was my sleep. I sleep so much better now. I was sleeping very, very poorly, and I didn't realize how much lack of exercise was affecting my health. I would also say that getting out of pain was huge. I had had a knee surgery a year ago, and my knee was okay, but not terrific. What it really needed was movement. And I didn't know that until we started talking and I started moving. And now it's doing what knees are supposed to do. So those were the first two big ones. And I wasn't just feeling, at the time, I wasn't even feeling vital in my body. I remember, though, one very specific day, I was walking down the stairs in my apartment or in my house, and I caught my reflection in the mirror at the bottom of the stairs. Wow, my legs looked so much better, and they felt so much stronger. Before Fit for Freedom, I was going to be flabby. I'm skinny, so I can put on my clothes and hide it, but that doesn't mean you don't feel it inside. I wanted to feel better. So strengthening and toning were big game changers for me. And my happy mindset is back. So that's where she was after the first few months in Fit as Freedom. And so then the thing is, and this is the cool thing I see all the time, is that she had had a taste of what she wanted. So she wasn't willing to just stop. It wasn't good enough. Like all these amazing women that join the group, they're like, hey, if having, the right plan, accountability, community, and consistency, along with the support can get me to here, where can I go? Right? What's next? What's possible? Those are such great words, right? What's possible? I love that. And so Jenny's next step was to prioritize her fitness even more. And she did it with a new plan. And that plan was created for the woman she was now, right? When we first made her first plan, that was for who she was back, months and months before. But then as she changed, we had to change her plan. So she started dialing in and what was working for her. We started like really getting serious, like what's working? What do we need to do differently? And of course, you know what? There were setbacks. There always are. I would be remiss in not saying that setbacks happen. She had some injuries, she had some pain, but she had a plan. She had accountability, and she always got back on track. So that's what happens when you start learning the consistency, like the whole consistency motto, and even though there are times you have to restart, you trust yourself to restart because you've created yourself in a whole new way. So today, Ginny is a completely different woman. Her energy, health, body, mind, and fun are basically the priorities in her life. And she still runs an extraordinarily successful real estate practice. And along with that, she leads some of our adventures. So last year, 2023, in June, she took a group to the San Juan Islands in the Pacific Northwest. They did a kayaking, I think 3 days of kayaking, and then they went to the coast and did 3 or 4 days of hiking. Like, it was this amazing trip. The photos are like, made me jealous, and everyone loved it so much that we're doing it again this year. So at the time you're listening to this podcast, there may be a spot left. I'm not sure, but if you're interested, reach out to me, because that is one of the most beautiful trips we do. So you're paddling in the San Juan Islands, you're seeing the orcas jump around, you're seeing the seals, and then you're hiking in the Pacific Northwest with the lush waterfalls. Like, I'll stop, but you get the picture. It is so pretty. And then she did something else that I would not do, quite frankly, because it's too damn cold, is she took a group this year dog sledding. So they went and they learned how to dog sled for a week. And everyone came back. They were like, oh my gosh, that was so hard. And it was so cool. So here you have somebody who is successful. She's busy, and she's now leading adventures because she loves this so much. She's leading adventures because she's in the shape she needs to be to do this. So one of the coolest things I've seen, all of these women who come to our group, partially for accountability. So what Ginny did was she really, she steps things up. So she came into the group because she said she had no accountability and she wasn't accountable to herself and she wasn't motivated. So now she's our lead accountability coach. Like, she is so good. I mean, she does such an amazing job of keeping everyone on track, those who want her to be. Like, you don't have to all be in accountability, but if you want to be in the accountability group, she is so good at it. And it's like somebody just said to me recently, they were like, I love knowing that Ginny has my back and that she's my head cheerleader. It makes everything so much easier and it makes me stay on track. So, like, that's a cool thing, right? To go from wishing you had accountability to becoming someone that is so good at accountability that you're helping others. So yeah. Okay. So it's your turn. I'm going to say this to you. Okay. I'd like you to think about, what would 3 years look like for you in your life? Like, it's a long way away, right? 3 years seems like so long away, and it's not. Like, 3 years goes by in a click of a finger. So what do you want? Do you want, like, your Pilates instructor to say, oh my gosh, your arms are so defined? Or your best friend to go, wow, where'd you get those legs? Or someone you've never even met before to go, you have a really good body. Like, and it's not just about how you look, but when you look good, you know you've been doing the things you need to do to take care of yourself. So think about it. And this all starts every time, every one of our women, it all starts with creating fitness consistency, which means you need the right plan for the right time, right? Your plan changes as you go through the program every time. So you need the right plan, you need the right accountability, you need community, and you need support. And then you just keep growing and seeing what's next. What can I do next? Because I see it all the time. So if you're willing and wishing that things were different, or maybe you're worrying about what the future might bring, get on our list, okay? Everything you need for a life of fun, freedom, fitness is there, okay? It's just fitisfreedom.com/list. Just get on the list, okay? I believe it's our time. It's your time to have the body and life that you desire and that you deserve, okay? So go to fitisfreedom.com/list, okay? And it's time, right? Like, get some results like Jenny and all these other amazing women that I've been talking about. No, I wish you the most wonderful week ever. And from the bottom of my heart, I want you 3 weeks, but even more, 3 years from now, to look back on the moment when you listened to this podcast and you said, you know what? I am going to do something different. I realize that consistency is the key. I realize that having fun and comes from being fit. I realize that having the right support, the right accountability, and you know what? The right community makes all the difference. So have a wonderful week. I will see you next week. Take care. Bye bye now.